Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from McCall Middle School in Winchester, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls volleyball matchup between the hosting Winchester High School Red and Black and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Folks, this is what we in the business call a marquee matchup. Two highly ranked opponents coming into this one. Brookline entering this contest with a strong 8-1 win-loss record on a win streak of 7 consecutive matches. And with the first MIAA Division I power rankings being released this morning, Brookline came in second in MIAA Division I, trailing only defending state champion Newton North, a team that Brookline defeated earlier in this season. But this Winchester squad, no slouch themselves. They come in ranked 11th in the power rankings with a perfect 7-0 record. So two very strong teams. So should make for quite the match. And I'm happy to say I won't be covering this excellent match alone. Joining me once again on the mic here, my color commentator extraordinaire, Brookline High sophomore Sam Lowenstein. And Sam, I don't know about you, I'm excited for this one.
I'm excited too. After a great JV game that we just had together again, Jesse, thank you for having me on for both varsity and JV. Today, JV, Brookline won 2-1 on sets, a back and forth game. Brookline won the first set, lost the second, and then they stormed back in the third to win the third set and the match as well after they were down 5-1 to begin it. But here for varsity, Brookline, a very strong team, of course, second ranked in the MIAA power rankings at 8-1. But Winchester, also a very formidable team. They're undefeated, and we talked about this. The combined record between the two teams, it's 16-1. 15-1. 15-1. Winchester 7-0, Brookline 8-1.
Yes. It's
either 16 or 15.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You know, listen,
regardless, it's very good.
You carry the one, and then yeah.
Hard to do math.
Yeah, exactly. So the two teams lining up, awaiting the pregame handshake, as we'll soon get this one underway. And folks, remember these varsity matches, these varsity streams are unlisted for the purpose that other teams won't be able to use them for scouting Brookline. So make sure that you share this link around with any other Brookline fans that you know that might be wanting to watch this one, especially on a road game like today. I'm sure there's plenty of Brookline fans couldn't make the drive out that might be wanting to watch. So be sure to send them the link to this live stream because it is unlisted. So without the link, they can't find it. They can't just go on my channel or go on Google or something and find this video. It won't show up because it's unlisted. So be sure to share the link as much as you can. Winchester pulling out all the stops for the pregame ceremonies here. We got full starting lineup announcements and a rendition of our national anthem performed by Winchester Junior Viviana Cella. So already a prelude to what should be an excellent game.
Definitely, Jesse. Both sides having great seasons so far. The JV game was already exciting, and this prelude, it really hypes it up.
Absolutely. All right, well, we heard some of the starters for Brookline. They'll have their libero, number 1, Mia Jones, number 2, Emily Ferdinand, number 3, Malia Thompson, number 7, Bella Bacon, number 10, Molly Tipton, and number 13, Nora Mullen, and number 16, Stasia Budnick. I think one of them is going to be subbing out for the libero Jones, one of those 6 that's currently on the floor. And then for Winchester, they had number 1, Defin Bergen, number 3, Maddie Crooks, number 5, Joanna Melhorn, number 7, Viviana Cella, number 11, Karen Huai, number 13, Kyle Kumaran, and number 16, Hazel Lovins. Is what it looks like here, and it looks like number 1, Defin Mergen, will be starting us off here, serving for Winchester. Warriors in red and black, here we go. A diving dig by Mia Jones, set by Nora Mullen. A spike by Stasia Budnick. Muscles through the blockers for the first kill of the match.
There's Stasia Budnick in a difficult situation, but she's able to get her spike powering through the 2 blockers for Brookline.
Bella Bacon, the serve, goes for the curve and curves it too far wide. Free point to Winchester.
That serve from Bella Bacon kind of knuckled off to the right.
Now on serve for Winchester, I believe, is number 3, Maddie Crooks. Crooks' serve received by Jones, set by Mullen. Spike Molly Tipton, a powerful shot from the right side as Brookline goes right back on top.
And that shot was right at Define Morgan. Not much Morgan could do about that one, though, with the velocity coming off of the hit.
2 assists now for Nora Mullen, 1 each to Stasia Budnick and Molly Tipton. Budnick, the serve, and again, Brookline misses. They've got to get those serves under control. You can't win in volleyball without getting your serves in.
Well, definitely, Jesse. Stasia Budnick served up. That came awfully close to touching the line, and that would have been an unhittable serve. So it was a risk she was willing to pay, and it ended up costing Brookline a little bit.
This serve received by Bacon, set by Mullen. Spike Emily Ferdinand, and no chance there. Ferdinand picked up 15 kills against Walpole yesterday, and she has her first here today.
Well, 3 kills across 3 different players for Brookline.
This one set up and a spike knifing through the defense. There was number 16, Hazel Lovins. I didn't quite see who set that one, but we're tied up at 3 apiece. Neither team getting any kind of separation early. Number 11, Karen Huai on serve. This one off the fingertips of Maya Knock, and that'll be a service ace for Hawaii as Winchester goes up 1.
That one came off the hands of Maya Knock. Not much she can do to defend that one. Another hard serves coming in for both sides.
Hawaii's serve received awkwardly by Jones, but followed up by Knock, and Malia Thompson can't get that one over. Didn't have much of an angle, and the serving from Hawaii seems to be throwing Brookline off.
And the thing is, on that play, Malia Thompson just merely backed down by the front attack line of Winchester. Not much she could do.
Hawaii's serve received awkwardly by Bacon, but followed up by Jones off the ceiling, and the attempted spike from Ferdinand goes into the net. 3 unanswered points from Winchester, all starting with some strong serving from Karen Hawaii. This serve received by Bacon, chased down by Mullen. Ferdinand the spike through the blockers, but it hit the pole. The violation gives another point to Winchester. as the red and black continue their momentum.
And that's such an unlucky break for Brookline. Emily Ferdinand did everything right. Looked like she was going to hit it through the blockers, but instead she hit the pole.
Wise serve taken by Bacon, bumped up by Mullen. Ferdinand fires again, and this time connects for her second kill.
Ferdinand approached perfectly timed, right in between the two blockers of Viviana Cella and Delphine Morgan.
Ferdinand now on serve, received, set, and a spike deflected and dug out by Knock. Barely followed up. Brookline tries to get it over, but no dice. Not a full kill, but still a strong hit again from Hazel Lovens off of the pass, I believe, from Delphine Mergen. Now Lovens on the serve, received by Knock, set by Mullen. Spike is blocked, and Brookline cannot keep it alive. They commit an erroneous underhit to cause the violation. Strong pressure up front from Winchester.
And the thing is, on that underhit, it was caused because of such little distance between the two players for Brookline.
Serve from Lovens is going to fly out. Brookline gets a free point and a chance to try and turn things around as they trail by 4.
And that's the kind of play that you have to take for Brookline. Even though it's not necessarily pretty or anything, a point is a point, and they need to start getting some momentum here in the first set.
Mia Jones on serve. This serve received by Lovens, bumped up by Kumaran and sent over by Crooks. And Crooks tries to send it back on a one-shot and misses as Brookline gets another point given to them off a Winchester error.
That had an unbelievable trajectory. Not sure how it went that far out to the left. Hit with the side of the attacker's hand.
Jones back on serve. Serve received by Lovens, bumped up by Kumaran. Crooks sends it down the line, and Crooks delivers with that one for her first kill.
Very well placed by Maddie Crooks. Emily Ferdinand tried to get to it, but didn't have much of a chance with the long distance she had to go.
Now Kyle Kumaran, after getting the assist, sends the serve over, received by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. Spike Bacon is blocked, recovered by Jones, chased down by Mullen. Ferdinand pops it up in the air, chased down, bumped up by Kumaran, tapped over by Crooks, received, set by Mullen. Ferdinand from the back, launches it, and a matrix dodge from the Winchester back line allows that one to fly out as the red and black go back up by 5.
Man, that one is just smashed. A little bit too hard. Needed some more downward trajectory.
Kumaran, received by Knock, followed up awkwardly by Budnick, and cannot be kept alive as Brookline again struggling with the service receive. As that one, I think we can be generous and give an ace to Kyle Kumaran.
And that came a little bit awkwardly off the hands of Maya Knock.
This serve dug out by Bacon, set by Mullen, Spike Budnick, and she launches it too far. It's been an error-filled first half for Brookline, and head coach Caitlin Soboleski smartly calls timeout at this juncture.
And Brookline, seems that Winchester's just been one step ahead so far, really the opposite of the last game we covered yesterday with the varsity team, where they controlled the game consistently. Even if not every exchange was super pretty, they stayed on top of it. That's been the story for Winchester.
Yeah, it's almost not even so much that Winchester looks a step ahead so much as Brookline looks a step behind. You know, they look like, you know, they're still trying to get in the swing of things. Everything's just a little bit sloppy so far.
Oh, definitely.
Because we know that this team can execute better than this.
And they've showed flashes of it too.
Absolutely. There have been plays where they've executed like we know they're capable of. So you know it's there. They just got to get back in the rhythm.
Oh, Jesse, Winchester looks like they have a band.
So they do.
They pull out all the stops.
Kumaran, the serve, received by Bacon, set by Mullen. Bacon flies, spike deflected, recovered by Melhorn, set, and a tap over by Crooks, dug out by Knock, set by Mullen. Budnick blocked by Joanna Melhorn, as Winchester now leads by 8.
Melhorn blocking it back over. And Brookline, not necessarily at a size disadvantage or anything, but they've been outplayed up front.
Serve from Kumaran, received by Bacon, chased down by Mullen. Long spike is blocked. It's Melhorn again.
And that's Melhorn again. Just a weak send over from Brookline. Melhorn in the perfect spot and didn't look particularly difficult for her there.
A 9-point lead now for the red and black. Kumaran's serve received by Bacon, chased down by Mullen and launched high from Bacon. And this is all starting with some rough service receives for Brookline as Mullen's having to race to the back line to try and make her second hit, which then puts the hitter in a rough spot in terms of making that third shot. And you saw it with Bacon trying to overcorrect after the block, sent it too far. Serve received by Knox, set by Mullen. Budnick, the quick spike. Stasia Budnick finally breaks the scoring streak. And Brookline goes back on serve.
That's pure accuracy from Stasia Budnick. Kyle Kumaran tried to reach out her left arm to get it, but in a tough position. Good hit from Budnick.
Nora Mullen on serve. It's received and sent over on two by Delphine Mergen. And Mergen puts Winchester back up by 10.
Morgan catching Brookline napping there with the dump on the second touch.
Serve from Mergen, received by Ferdinand, set by Mullen, tap over by Skylar Makaluski, chased down by Mergen, bumped up by Kumaran, spike from Crooks, deflected, taken by Ferdinand, set by Mullen, spike tipped and is blocked, recovered by Jones, bumped up by Mullen, and another block, kept alive by Brookline, and they barely get it over, received by Mergen, bumped up by Kumaran, Crooks the spike, launches it too far as the Brookline defense prevails by the skin of their teeth.
Well, Brookline playing a little bit of soft defense there.
I mean, it was more
Not
recovery because it was two blocks back-to-back they had to
two
recover
blocks,
from.
but soft defense on the final hit.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
They adjusted a little bit, allowed the hitter to do the shot, and then she overhit it.
Received, set up, and the spike misses wide from Crooks as Brookline gets a couple of points together.
And it's interesting, it's the second straight long shot from Winchester that has gone wide.
Now back on serve is Noga Neve. Received by Kumaran, set by Mergen, spike deflected, and that's going to be a kill for number 11, Karen Huai.
There it came off the hands of Stasia Budnick while she was blocking, but couldn't get the right angle on it. And it's Winchester's point.
This serve from Crooks, dug out by Neve, bumped up by Mullen, spike tipped in, deflected, chased down by Kumaran. Set by Mergen, spike by Lovins, deflected, dug out by Neve, set by Mullen, spike tipped in, blocked again, received by Jones, bumped up by Mullen, Ferdinand, tap over, diving dig by Lovins, followed up by Hawaii, bumped over by Kumaran, received by Tipton, set by Mullen, Ferdinand flies again, and it's dug out by Kumaran, followed up by Mergen. Now Lovins the shot, dug out by Neve, but cannot be followed up. What a rally there, but it's Hazel Lovins getting the kill, her second, Delphine Mergen with her second assist.
Man, what an exchange, Jesse. Both sides with incredible digs.
Crooks now on serve, and it goes wide. Good watch by Neve. But Brookline running out of time to try and come back in this first set. They trail by 9, and Winchester needs just 6 points to take this first set. Stasia Budnick on serve for the Warriors. And her serve goes long.
That's a killer for Brookline. Stasia Budnick, one of their top contributors, pushing it a bit far. And when Brookline had an opportunity to get back in this game.
Joanna Melhorn, the serve received by Neve, set by Mullen, spike tipped in, and she launches it too far. As again, Brookline's struggling, seems to be overcompensating a bit for the blocking presence of this Winchester defense as another timeout is called by Brookline.
just seems Brookline, interesting thing is they're not outmatched in terms of size on the front end, but a big difference between these two sides. Winchester's attackers, they've looked so cohesive moving together. Brookline has been more arid and have been cohesive really at all. It's often just been one person blocking. Now Brookline has had success when they have two people blocking at once, but that should be the norm for a team like Brookline. It's one of the main reasons that I don't know if it's one of the main, but it's one of the many reasons that they're number 2 in the state.
Yeah. And, you know, when you talk about a team's not able to get 2 blockers in place, a lot of times that's a consequence of good passing from the setter, because that's what can cause blockers to, you know, lean one way or lean the other and get in position to block a shot. But Winchester certainly asserting their size. You know, not a huge size advantage like you said, Sam, but certainly much stronger on the blocks in this first set so far. 21-10, the serve from Melhorn goes long, and it's back to a 10-point deficit.
And both teams have had struggles here and there here with service, receive, and serving.
Serve from Tipton, received by Crooks, set by Mergen, spike from Lovins, dug out by Neve, chased down by Mullen, and Ferdinand somehow gets that over. It's received by Kumaran, set by Mergen, spike Lovins, dug out by Neve, followed up by Ferdinand, bumped over, not over. Tipton and Mullen couldn't decide who was going to take that one, and it results in a bad third hit.
Brookline unable to salvage the point, but what a play by Emily Ferdinand to turn around out of play to bump it over backwards.
22-11. The serve from Hawaii coming in shallow, diving dig by Neve, cannot be followed up. It's another ace for Karen Hawaii, her second.
Good spot by Karen Hual. And the packed house getting louder here in Winchester.
Hawaii the serve, received by Knock, followed up by Mullen. Roll shot Neve. Dug out by Crooks, set by Mergen. Spike Lovins deflected, taken by Jones. Chased down by Thompson. Roll shot by Ferdinand, taken by Lovins. Barely followed up by Mergen, sent over by Kumaran. Received awkwardly by Knock, sent over on 2. Taken by Hawaii, set by Mergen. Spike Lovins, and Lovins threads the needle. And Winchester firmly in command. They have set point already.
That's perfect positioning from Hazel Lovins with good power too. Brookline 1 point away from losing this first set. It's been all Winchester. It's been all Winchester throughout also. Brookline hasn't had a single point where they've seen like the better team.
Karen Hawaii serving for the set and sends it into the net. Still set point by a wide margin.
That's one of the few issues Winchester has had. It's been with their serving. They've had a couple of these now where they've been unable to capitalize.
Emily Ferdinand on serve. Dug out by Crooks, set by Mergen. Crooks, the tap over from the back, taken by Jones, set by Mullen. Bacon, the spike deflected, dug out by Crooks, set by Mergen, spike by Lovins, and Lovins ends the set as Winchester firmly in command from start to finish on that one. They win it 25-12.
And that was just an all-out domination by Winchester in the first set. Not for a single point did it look like Brookline had a chance. Even at the beginning of the set, it seemed like Winchester really set the tone. And we talked about the two main things. Winchester's slight size advantage, which they've been able to use. And the reason why they've been able to do that is because they've been more cohesive at the front.
All right, well, we're going to take a break and mute our mics. Winchester up 1-0 here. We'll be back after a short ad break and a short mute break with the second set of this match. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein here at McCall Middle School in Winchester, Massachusetts. We're here to bring you the second set of this best-of-5 match, this high school varsity girls volleyball match between the Brookline High Warriors and the Winchester High Red and Black. Winchester dominant in that first set, 25-12 over Brookline. And Sam, Brookline's going to need to find something to get back in a rhythm here in this second set.
100%. They're going to have to be cohesive at the front because they have a little bit of a size discrepancy in the favor of Winchester, but it's just slight. Brookline could easily get back into this game. Winchester undefeated, though, so far, and they're a very formidable squad.
Brookline will be serving first here in the second set. Nora Mullen setting up to send this one over. Just figuring some things out at the scorer's table. Okay, seems like we're ready to go. Winchester up 1-0. Mullen's serve, received by Lovins, set by Mergen. Melhorn the spike, dug out by Ferdinand, chased down by Jones. They can't get the third hit together.
Oh, Melhorn with a great spike there. Emily Ferdinand unable to get to it. That's a well set up play as well from the setter to get it cross court to her, and then Mergen to have just enough movement for confusion.
Mergen's serve received by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. Spike tipped in, deflected, taken by Lovins. Chased down by Mergen. Spike through the blockers, but received by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. Spike by Tipton, no deflection, she launched it too far.
Molly Tipton in a bit of a tough spot there. Coming from the left side, decent approach though, and she just misses the angle.
Mergen back on serve, received by Ferdinand, bumped up by Mullen. Spike Tipton, deflected, and they could not follow it up as Molly Tipton picks up the kill.
Well, this time Tipton makes up for her previous mistake. Bit of a curve on the hit there, but Tipton able to utilize it to her advantage.
Second kill for Tipton, and good service receive from Ferdinand really allowed that sequence to move as fast as it did. Serve from Bacon, received by Lovin, set by Mergen. Spike straight down the middle by Melhorn is good for the Winchester kill.
Well, that looked like a near running set and running spike from Melhorn. That was a pretty play, Jesse. Perfectly timed from her.
Only the first kill for Joanna Melhorn, although she also has 2 blocks. This serve is received, set by Mullen. Tap over by Ferdinand. They're scrambling for it, and Ferdinand makes them pay.
Melhorn's done well. Brookline here able to get the point, and they're going to need to stay consistent like this. Only down by 1 right now. They've been very much in it so far, at least.
Ferdinand doing very well on that last play, picking up her 3rd kill. Mia Jones on serve, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Tap, did not get over. They tried to go for the light tap, and they didn't get over the net, and Brookline ties it up at 3.
Oh, Brookline, now their side of the stadium, of the gym, getting into it. There's a packed crowd for both sides.
A little easier to pack when the gym's a little smaller.
Sort of. It's a little gym. It's a little gym, but for relative.
Yes. Serve received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Spike Hawaii is received by Neve, bumped up by Mullen, and the pass just missed. No chance for Ferdinand to get a hand on that one.
Well, Emily Ferdinand looked to get to it, but the pass was too far out wide, and that's a good serve from Winchester. Or excuse me. No. Wait, no.
Brookline was on serve.
Brookline was serving. Brookline was serving.
Melhorn.
Good hit.
The serve received by Neve, battle at the net. And they called Brookline for some violation there on that battle at the net. Point to Winchester. Melhorn back on serve. Received by Jones, bumped up by Neve. Roll shot Ferdinand, received by Lovins, set by Mergen. Lovins the spike, blocked by Budnick.
And what a block by Stasia Budnick and Molly Tipton. There's that cohesion we've been talking about. They shift over to the right side and perfectly knock it back.
Serve from Tipton, received by Crooks, set by Mergen. Tap over by Hawaii, well placed by Karen Hawaii for the kill.
That's a smart play from Karen Hawaii. Saw the two blockers coming over, and she just taps it over them.
Second kill for Hawaii, 6th assist for Delphine Mergen. Hawaii now on serve. Received by Knock, bumped up by Mullen. Roll shot Neve, taken by Kumaran, set by Mergen, spike Lovins. Neve could not dig that one out, too much force.
That one just came off the left side of Noga Neve's hands.
5 kills for Hazel Lovins, 7 helpers for Mergen. A 7-4 advantage for the red and black. Hawaii serve dug out by Neve, set by Mullen. Budnick's spike is blocked. Blocked by Viviana Cella.
Viviana Cella just right in front of Stasia Budnick. Perfect positioning from her.
Hawaii back on serve into the net.
Hawaii opted for almost a roll serve. A spin serve there rather than a float. Ends up going too low.
Ferdinand back on serve. Dug out by Crooks, set by Mergen. Lovins, a power shot down the line for another kill. That's 6 kills now for Hazel Lovins.
And that's such a well-timed approach from Lovins, coming in perfectly as the set comes in, and also the placement far away from any defenders.
Lovins now the serve, dug out by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. Spike Bacon. Bella Bacon gets it off the blockers for the kill.
There, Bella Bacon just getting it done. Not a kill that will appeal on that will appear on a highlight reel necessarily, but a good scrappy play.
Budnick, the serve, received by Lovins, close to the net, and the battle is won by Malia Thompson on the block.
Malia Thompson going right up and just knocking it down with both of her hands. Looked like she almost grabbed it.
Budnick, serve too far. And you could tell even with the way she was moving her feet that that toss was just not where she wanted it.
Exactly, the toss. That's the most important thing that sets up the whole serve. If the toss is a little bit behind you, the trajectory is going to be all messed up and it will go too far. Or it'll just go into the net, depending on the angle.
10-7, the Winchester lead here in set number 2. Kumaran serve, received by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. Spike Bacon, another shot from Bella Bacon for the kill.
Or no, that's ruled, it's Winchester's point.
Wait,
it went
what?
too far.
But
Bella Bacon was appealing to the referee.
I could have
to the
sworn
sign
that
judge.
was deflected. That's crazy. All right, Mullen sets over for Thompson, and Thompson, no question there as Malia Thompson gets the kill.
Malia Thompson finding the vacant spot in the Winchester defense. Well done by her. Kyle Kumaran was late to get over.
Serve from Mullen, received, set by Mergen. The spike from Crooks through the blockers, dug out by Jones, could not be followed up as Crooks gets the kill.
Well, there, Jesse, Molly Tipton looked to get the ball back up on a bump after the ball hit the net, but she was unable to time it up and track the ball.
Second kill today for Maddie Crooks, 9th assist for Mergen. Mergen's serve is received, set by Mullen, spike by Thompson. Malia Thompson delivers once again.
Malia Thompson coming alive here in this second set.
That is her second kill, 9th assist for Nora Mullen. This serve from Bacon misses wide. Can't be having service errors when you're trying to come back. Crooks now on serve for Winchester. Serve going off the backboard, no chance. That's an ace for Maddie Crooks.
Well, Crooks, the ball came in hard, a little bit behind Mia Jones, so she had to just turn her body, but she wasn't able to fast enough, and that's why it went so high up to the basketball hoop that's at the top of the gym here. Again, it's interesting seeing some of these plays when the actual building itself has to do with the result. We've seen this in the JV game and now in this one here in varsity.
And the varsity one is proving difficult for this Brookline team as they lost the first set 25-12, now trailing 14-9 in this one as a timeout is called.
Well, in the second set, Brookline's played a little bit better than in the first. They lost 25-12, so the ratio is still better. They've been more competitive. It's looked more even, but Winchester still a little bit ahead. It seems like that. Brookline one step behind. You said it. It's not that Winchester's necessarily one step ahead. It's that Brookline's one step behind.
Out of the timeout, back on serve is Crooks. And sends it straight into the net. A welcome freebie for Brookline.
We've talked about Brookline service errors. Winchester, they can't afford them either. Winchester trying to ride high on the momentum from the first set. Can't do things like that.
Jones back on serve for the Warriors. And off the net cord for an ace.
Well, Mia Jones, an interesting serve there. Barely gets over the net, but it discombobulates the Winchester front line as they were out of formation.
Jones' serve off the hands of Kumaran, kept alive by Crooks, bumped over by Lovins, received by Jones, set by Mullen, spike Ferdinand. Easy money for Emily Ferdinand on that one.
Oh boy, Jesse, Emily Ferdinand absolutely smoked that one. Crooks unable to get to it, and Ferdinand, she's so dangerous once she hits it with that power and the accuracy which she does when it's cross court.
4th kill for Ferdinand, 10th assist for Mullen. Jones on serve, launches it too far. Brookline almost came all the way back there, but still trailing by 3.
Interesting thing with that serve, Mia Jones almost had a little bit of backspin, which made it go farther than expected.
Melhorn serve received by Neve, bumped up by Mullen. Roll shot by Ferdinand. Oh, just missed it wide. You can see the idea she was going for there. Almost managed to fit it in that weird angle, but too far to the side.
That's unfortunate for Brookline. Emily Ferdinand so good at getting into a good position even when the play is not there for her.
From Neve to Mullen to Ferdinand. This one blocked back, but sent back over by Neve. Set by Mergen. Spike Lovins, and Lovins misses.
Well, Lovins going for the bottom left corner, bottom right corner for Winchester, but she just gets her hand a little bit of an awkward angle as she tries to hit it.
This set definitely much closer than the first one, as Brookline has already surpassed their point total from the first set here with 13 points, but they still need a push. Maya Knock, the serve, taken by Crooks, set by Mergen. Hawaii the spike, gets through. Karen Hawaii for the kill.
Karen Hawaii spiking it down and off the hand of Emily Ferdinand. Now Hawaii on to serve for Winchester.
The serve, they watch it fly out.
That one A jump float from Hawaii. Had a little bit too much float. Went just barely behind the line. That's one of those, it's the right idea from her. But again, how much is it worth it for the sacrifice of consistency?
Crooks receives the serve, and they go for the on-two
That's
hit,
a double
but they
tap.
call the double tap.
Double tap against Winchester. And Brookline gets it to 2. Again, a reminder, in the first set, Brookline lost the set 25-12.
Ferdinand's serve received by Lovins, followed up by Crooks. Lovins bumps it over, taken by Knock, set by Mullen, spike Budnick. Stasia Budnick delivers on that one and cuts the deficit down to 1.
Man, Stasia Budnick can be such a formidable force when she's at her best for Brookline. We talk about size advantage. Budnick, she's a size X factor up front.
Serve from Ferdinand goes just wide. And again, the service errors plaguing Brookline.
That's such a shame. Emily Ferdinand, so fundamentally sound.
Lovins, the serve taken by Knock, set by Mullen. Spike Bacon, she went for the roll shot, taken by Hawaii, followed up awkwardly off the ceiling by Lovins. Kumaran gets it over. Knock receives, set by Mullen, tap, blocked, sent back over by Budnick, sent back the other way, chased down by Ferdinand, kept alive by Mullen, punched over by Bacon, dug out by Lovins, bumped up, spike blocked, recovered, sent over on 2, received by Mullen, bumped up by Jones. Roll shot Bacon, and Bacon delivers with the kill.
Unbelievable play. Bella Bacon turning around and hitting it on the roll shot. Those are the kind of plays Brookline is going to need to make if they want to win this game.
Second kill for Bella Bacon. First assist for Mia Jones, the libero. Budnick the serve, dug out by Kumaran, set by Mergen, and Chella couldn't punch it over. The pass was too shallow. And Sam, we're tied up at 18.
Oh boy, who would have expected this after the first set?
And also how this second set started. Winchester seemed to be in control early in the second set, but Brookline has battled their way back. Budnick's serve is an ace. Stasia Budnick has had a number of huge points this set, and that ace might be the biggest so far as she gives Brookline the lead.
Oh boy, it's turned around completely. It was looking dire for Brookline at the beginning of this second set, but you said they were one step behind before. They are definitely not one step behind now. They are breaking totally even with their normal performance, and it's looking quite good.
Absolutely. So Brookline managing to come back. They were trailed by, I think, as much as 5 or 6 here in this second set. And now they have taken the 1-point lead after Winchester really dominated that first set. Brookline appears to be responding, but it's still anyone's set as Budnick is going to line back up for a serve out of this timeout. We'll see if Winchester able to adjust out of the timeout. Serve off the hands of Kumaran, kept alive by Hawaii, and Kumaran gets it over. Taken by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. Bacon flies, and Bacon kills.
Bella Bacon back at her peak form. She smashes that. Brookline up by 2.
Bella Bacon with 3 kills now. Mullen, her 12th assist. The serve taken by Kumaran, set by Mergen. The spike blocked, recovered by Mergen, followed up by Kumaran. Crooks tries again, received by Ferdinand off the ceiling. It's kept alive by Mullen. Another spike from Bacon, dug out by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Crooks tries again, off the net cord, taken by Ferdinand, chased down by Mullen. Bacon, a roll shot, and Bacon delivers it to the back corner for another great kill.
What a roll shot by Bella Bacon. Perfectly placed off the right side of her hand, and earlier in that play, a great block by Malia Thompson to keep it alive to prevent the spike.
This serve set up, a spike blocked, kept alive, followed up by Mergen, pushed over by Crooks, received by Bacon, set by Mullen. Bacon, tap over, it's kept alive, followed up by Kumaran, bumped over by Crooks, and Knock couldn't get it as Crooks answers back to try and stop Brookline's momentum.
Winchester not going down without a fight. 11th ranked in the state, and they're undefeated for a reason, staying in this one.
21-19, Brookline's lead. Kyle Kumaran, the serve, taken by Ferdinand, set by Mullen, but Mullen stepped over the half-court line. That's a tough break for Brookline.
That's a killer. That is an absolute killer for Brookline. Leading by 2, that's tied for their biggest lead in this game, and now it goes down to 1. Kumaran doing well serving. And one interesting note about Brookline, they lost 3-0, so this is a very important set for the Warriors.
And the serve is missed by Kumaran. We saw it with Brookline a few times where they got an untimely service error when trying to make their comeback. But now it's much later in the set, and you can far less afford a service mistake like that. Mullen sending it over for Brookline. Dug out by Crooks, set by Mergen. Crooks, the spike blocked, recovered by Lovins, followed up by Mergen. Tapped over, received by Jones, set by Mullen. Tap over by Tipton, dug out by Mergen, bumped up by Kumaran. Crooks the spike down the line. And Crooks with another big kill.
And Matty Crooks shot out of a cannon there, Jesse. Came out of seemingly nowhere.
Serve from Mergen, dug out by Jones, bumped up by Mullen. Roll shot, Tipton is blocked. Big block from Melhorn, ties us up at 22.
Right there, perfect blocking up front for Winchester. Still a great dig from Mia Jones, even giving Brookline a chance on that play.
Mergen, another serve, received by Jones, set by Mullen. Tap over by Thompson, received by Crooks. Set by Mergen, from the back it's Lovins, and Lovins delivers the kill.
Lovins, that one is just pure power. Smashed right through Brookline's defense. Although it came off a back player, it was too much and just an overwhelming force.
Absolutely. A timeout called by Brookline as we're coming down to the wire here in this second set. Winchester 23, Brookline 22.
And truthfully, Jesse, this is a must-win set for Brookline.
Absolutely. You do not want to go down 2-0. Extremely hard to come back from a spot like that. They want to tie this one up and get them even going into the third set. But now it's Winchester in the driver's seat with the narrow 1-point lead, needing just 2 more points. Mergen back on serve, dug out by Jones, but no dice. A huge ace from Define Mergen, and Winchester has set point.
And that's such a hard dig for Mia Jones. Not much she could do. She played it well, unable to get it anywhere close to the setter.
Serving for the set, Mergen, received by Jones, set by Mullen, tipped in the spike, and could not be blocked. It goes under the net. Huge kill from Molly Tipton.
That's ginormous. Molly Tipton, under a lot of blocking pressure, still able to get a kill out of it.
Third kill for Tipton, 14th assist for Mullen. Still set point, the serve from Bacon, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen, spike Bellhorn, blocked, recovered by Kumaran, tapped by Malia Thompson. Huge play at the net from the senior, and we're tied at 24.
That is unbelievable. Malia Thompson tapping it over to salvage the set for now.
I think she blocked the first spike, and then when they were desperately trying to get it back, she was right there staying on it and getting that ball down. It's a win by 2 situation. Here tied at 24. Serve from Bacon, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Roll shot, received by Jones, bumped by Mullen. Ferdinand the spike, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. From the back it's Lovins, dug out by Jones. chased down by Mullen. Now a shot from Tipton gets through. Molly Tipton with another big one. And Brookline has set point.
Brookline 1 point away from winning the second set. A timeout called.
And boy, if this isn't living up to the billing, that first set, a weirdly blown out set by Winchester, despite both these teams being high ranked and Brookline ranking higher coming in. This set really living up to the billing of what a marquee matchup this is.
Oh, you bet. And you talked to the coach of Brookline as well. They said this would be as marquee of a matchup as you would get, and this has lived up to the hype all the way.
25-24, set point for Brookline off another clutch kill from Molly Tipton. Bella Bacon serving for the set for Brookline to get that win by 2 margin to try and tie up this match. The serve drops in the back line. Winchester can't believe it. Bella Bacon wins the set for Brookline.
And that's such a close spot. Bella Bacon perfectly placed to win the set. And that was awfully close.
So close, and
we're going to want to look at the replay.
And what a play there, what a finish as Brookline, keeping their hopes alive, ties us up at 1 set apiece with a 26-24 win.
And there's nothing Winchester can do about that. Bacon placed that more than perfectly. Part of the ball landing on the line, not even the full ball, but just enough to be in bounds.
All right, we're going to take a break, mute our mics, and run an ad break here, but we're tied at 1 set apiece. A very pivotal third set coming up after this. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic, Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein as we get ready to start a very pivotal third set here between Brookline and Winchester. Tied at 1 set apiece. First serve is going to be an ace from, I believe it was Delphine Mergen.
That's a really nice serve from Mergen. Mia Jones, she's placed a little bit back. She had to come forward and could not get to it.
First point goes to Winchester. Mergen, a serve received by Jones, set by Mullen. Spike Tipton, Molly Tipton picking up right where she left off after the clutch kills she delivered down the stretch in that second set as she picks up another.
And that's all set up by the good serve receive from Mia Jones. She's able to get it cleanly up to set up the setter.
Now Mergen setting up, and a spike blocked. Blocked by, I think it was Tipton again.
Molly Tipton having a great game for Brookline. And also Bella Bacon, she was quiet in the first set. She's come alive here in the second and now the third.
Now this serve received by Kumaran, set by Mergen, tapped by Melhorn, and she just missed that one.
That's an interesting play because Kyle Kumaran, she set that play up pretty decently. It wasn't perfect, but you have to expect that set's going to be a little bit higher and well controlled.
Serve again from Bacon, received by Lovins, set by Mergen. Melhorn taps it over. It's received by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. Spike Tipton, and that one does not get through. Couldn't tell if that one was blocked. We got a bit of a tough view of the net at times, but also looked like she might have just missed it.
It seemed like that one could have been blocked regardless. The pass went along with the blockers, so they came around and were in the perfect position to stop the attempt.
Now on serve, Maddie Crooks. Brookline with a slim 3-2 advantage as they're checking something at the scorer's table. Remember, fans, if there's anything you'd like to say during this thrilling competition, you can say it in the live chat or send me an email. And during breaks in the action, I'll take a look for it and say what you guys have been saying. But for now, we are slowing the energy down a bit after how hyped up that second set got. And both teams just trying to stay locked in despite the weirdly long pause.
Wonder what the pause is for.
I don't know. They're checking something at the scorer's table.
Somebody's discussing.
Yeah, maybe there was some
mistake early.
Substitution or
Most likely that's
change or something. Anyway, we seem to be good to go now as Crooks lines up to serve this one. Serve is received by Neve, sent over on one, taken by Lovins, chased down barely by Mergen, punched over by Hawaii, received by Jones, set by Mullen. Ferdinand the spike off the net cord, but dug out by Kumaran. Set by Mergen, spike Lovins, and Lovins threads the needle for the kill.
Well, good setting from Winchester, and it really all started from the beginning of the play. Maddie Crooks with a knuckling serve. Came out like a knuckleball there. It set Brookline in a weird position, and Winchester was one step ahead the entire exchange.
Serve from Crooks, received by Neve, bumped up by Mullen. Ferdinand taps it over, and a sliding dig from Mergen, followed up by Hawaii, tapped over by Lovins, taken by Ferdinand, set by Mullen, looking for Tipton, deflected, taken by Crooks, set by Mergen. Lovins the spike, deflected, taken by Ferdinand, set by Mullen, tap by Thompson is blocked, and it was an illegal underhit anyhow.
Joanna Melhorn right on top of the attempt.
Yeah, what would have been another block for her if they hadn't called the violation on Brookline. 4-3 Winchester leads now. Serve from Crooks, curves wide, and we're tied at 4.
Well, that's just something you can't do. If you're Brookline, we've talked about this a lot, the importance of good serving, or at least getting the ball in play, allowing for an opportunity.
Jones on serve here. Received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Spike Lovins is blocked. I think that was tipped in again, but I'll check the replay.
On that play, the pass or the set on the second touch, it went along with the movement of the blockers, in Molly Tipton and Stasia Butnick, and they were able to get right there to knock it down.
Yeah, I think the block actually came from Budnick this time. I'm going to give her the block on that play after looking at the replay. 5-4, Brookline leads. Jones the serve, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Melhorn the spike, goes right down Broadway for the kill.
Good play up front, and a nice little set for Winchester. A quick set, not at the angle you're going to think usually, but it still works out. And on the hit, they're able to get it through the Brookline blocking.
Melhorn's serve received awkwardly by Neve and cannot be followed up, as that'll simply be an ace for Melhorn.
Well, Melhorn's serve had a little bit of a leftward dip. That's what caused the awkward contact off of Neve.
Oh, sorry about that. Melhorn's serve received by Neve, set by Mullen, and Tipton could not get that one back around the pole. And that's going to be a free point for Winchester.
That's unfortunate. Molly Tipton at a really difficult angle, though, there.
Melhorn, the serve off the net court, dug out by Neve, set by Mullen. Budnick winds and fires. Stasia Budnick coming up with the kill there.
Well, Budnick, relatively unguarded, with nobody out in front to block her. So she just sees the free opportunity and taps it down. And if you're Winchester, you have to defend somebody like Budnick airtight.
4 kills now for Budnick. Maya knock on serve, taken by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Spike Lovins, another big kill from Lovins.
And that was smashed. Hit just unbelievably hard by Hazel Lovins. Relatively weak defense this time from Brookline, and Lovins with all her power able to connect.
Huai now on serve, received by Jones, bumped up by Knock. Somebody's got to take it, and Jones barely gets it over. Taken by Mergen, bumped up by Kumaran. Lovins the spike, and Lovins delivers with another kill.
Well, Hazel Lovins, her unorthodox hit, she hit it with one hand. It ends up paying off, as it was a difficult angle for Maya Knock to defend.
Now Hawaii back on serve, her team up by 3. Serve received by Knock off the ceiling, and Brookline just not following up well here on the service receive.
And after the ball came off the ceiling, looked like Brookline all the players kind of just looked at each other, and it's a really difficult spot there whenever it's something you don't usually see like that.
Serve received by Jones, barely kept alive, and no chance to bump that one over. And a timeout is going to be called by Brookline.
There's not much Brookline can do there. Mia Jones with a really difficult angle off the serve. Hasn't looked as rough as in the first set, but it hasn't looked great either. Brookline had a good second set, a close second set, but they did win 26-24. First set, they lost 25-12. It's been back and forth. Brookline just needs to play to their potential.
Absolutely, and you're right. That was a tough angle to receive from. Really, the only thing that perhaps Jones could have done better on that play was maybe watch it to see if it went out of bounds.
But even then, that's a risk.
It's a risk. It's a risk, but if you get the risk right, you do get the point.
Exactly. It's a matter of whether she's trusting herself there or even at a tough angle. It's a hard decision to make.
Absolutely. That's why they're down there and we're up here on the mics. 11-6. Winchester leads here in set number 3. The two teams tied at 1 set apiece. Karen Hawaii back on serve out of the timeout, and she launches it long. Good watch by the back line as Brookline gets to go back on serve.
Karen Hawaii with a jump float serve there, getting a bit too overexcited.
Now Ferdinand sending it over for Brookline. This one received, set by Mergen. Lovins the spike, and Lovins looking unstoppable with another power shot there.
That's a nice set from Mergen, and Lovins just obliterated that ball. Absolutely smoked.
11 kills now for Hazel Lovins and 17 assists for Delphine Mergen. Serve from Lovins, received by Ferdinand, set by Mullen, spike Budnick. Stasia Budnick answers right back.
And that's all set up by a really nice serve receive from Emily Ferdinand. In a difficult spot, she's able to adjust to her body in order to set up the set and the spike.
5 kills now for Budnick and 18 assists for Mullen. Serve from Budnick, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Spike is blocked, recovered there by Chella, set by Mergen, punched over by Crooks, received by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. Spike Bacon, dug out by Lovins, chased down by Mergen. Crooks tries the spike, and it's received by Budnick, followed up awkwardly by Ferdinand. Tapped over by Bacon, received by Crooks, set by Mergen. From the back, it's Lovins, and Lovins once again.
And it's Lovins this time shifted over to the right. She's a weapon from anywhere on the court, including defensively because of her power. She's a threat from behind the 10-foot line.
Kumaran, the serve, received by Knock, set by Mullen. Bacon, the spike, deflected, taken by Lovins. Sent over on 2 by Mergen, diving dig by Knock, followed up by Jones. Tap over by Bacon. Oh, what a beautiful recovery from Brookline there.
Brookline getting back into it after they were down 11-6 here in this third set at the last timeout.
Bella Bacon picks up her 5th kill. Mullen her 19th assist. And a beautiful diving dig from Knock. Mullen the serve, received by Crooks, set by Mergen. Melhorn tries the spike and got the deflection.
And Melhorn, such a powerful player, adjusting her body just enough to hit the ball. Not a particularly difficult hit, but not easy either.
Oops, I had my score wrong for a second. There we go. Or nope, I had it right and they had it wrong. Oy, oy, oy. Mergen on serve, and it drops in. Bad watch there.
And that just bamboozled Emily Ferdinand. Looked like it was going to go out, went over her head, had a weird knuckling motion, and that's just the anatomy of a great serve.
3 aces now for Delphine Mergen. Serve received by Jones. Awkwardly hit the second time, and no chance there. Brookline completely discombobulated on that one.
And Mia Jones had a really hard angle there. She wasn't able to move her body enough to get both hands on it.
16-9. Winchester really starting to open things up here. Serve received by Jones, chased down by Ferdinand, tapped over by Tipton, and oh! An unexpected point for Brookline there as Winchester kind of caught a little awkwardly that time.
And the ball knocked over Hazel Lovins.
So that will in fact be 6 kills for Molly Tipton and the first assist for Emily Ferdinand. This serve received, chased down by Mergen, punched over by Lovins, and it goes long.
Good idea there for Winchester. But Brookline gets the point as the ball just falls out of play.
Bacon on serve. Received by Kumaran. Set and a spike from Melhorn out of the middle.
That's an incredible hit. Both the Brookline blockers up front got in the right position. But Winchester still gets the point off an awfully strong hit.
Joanna Melhorn now with 4 kills, 20 assists for Delphine Mergen. Crooks now on serve. Received by Neve. Set by Mullen. Tipton taps it. Taken by Huai. Set by Mergen. Spike gets through. Hard ricochet, but it is a kill for Lovins.
Lovins getting the kill there. And that's one of those that it almost looks like an optical illusion where it comes back over, but in fact crosses the net.
Timeout called, and you're absolutely right, Sam. Those kills where it's like it goes off the blocker's hands straight down, but straight down on the receiver's side for a good point, it always throws me off.
It's the hardest thing to look to call in volleyball.
Yeah, it's like inches between a block and a kill. That's why the official has that view up on those steps right there so that they can see it. And this timeout seems well timed. My battery's running low. I'm going to switch it out. Screen's going to go black for a second, but we'll be right back, folks. 1 sec. All right, there we go. Just had to switch out my battery pack. I knew we were covering a doubleheader today, so I brought 2 batteries. So we should be good there.
You're always prepared.
I gotta be. 18-11, Winchester leads Brookline. Crooks the serve, taken by Neve, set by Mullen. Ferdinand the spike. Emily Ferdinand gets it through for the kill.
Emily Ferdinand in a good spot off a strong set from the middle. Winchester late to commit to their right side and Brookline's left.
5 kills now for Ferdinand. Jones serve, and it's received awkwardly. That's going to be an ace for Mia Jones.
That one came off the hands of Kyle Kumaran. Mia Jones with a strong serve, a little bit of movement, just enough.
Deficit's down to 5, but still a long ways to go, as that one's a diving dig from Lovins, bumped up by Mergen, bumped over by Melhorn, received a bit awkwardly, set by Mullen, and a tap over from Ferdinand, sliding dig by Mergen, followed up by Kumaran, barely bumped over by Lovins, received, set by Mullen, tap over Budnick, and it's taken by Lovins, set up, pushed over awkwardly by Melhorn. What a weird point, as now Jones bumps it up for Ferdinand, who sends it cross court, taken by Kumaran, set by Mergen, and a spike from Lovins as Winchester turns the tables on that one.
And Lovins has been so dominant this game.
And boy, I'll tell you, Brookline, a number of times they went for the tap over instead of the full spike, and I think that cost them on that point. They need to be a little bit more aggressive. Can't be that afraid of the blockers. Serve taken by Neve, set by Mullen, tipped in the spike, is dug out by Mergen, followed up awkwardly and sent over, sent right back by Budnick, but received by Melhorn. Set by Mergen, spike Hawaii, goes cross court and drops in.
Good setup for Winchester as they continue to control this game here in the third set. Brookline not quite as tough of a time as in the first, but hasn't looked all that different.
Winchester reaches that 20-point threshold as Melhorn sends one into the net. And Brookline knows they're running out of time if they want to come back in this one. A comeback doesn't feel as hopeless necessarily as that first set, like you said, Sam, but they need a burst of momentum, and they need it now. Maya Knock on serve for the Warriors. Received by Crooks, set by Mergen. Hawaii the spike. Oh, that drops on the back line. Brookline thought it was long, but no dice.
And Hawaii, it's a nice set for Winchester. Hawaii in a great spot, perfect approach, and the placement's even better. Right on the back line.
Hawaii, after picking up her 5th kill of the match, going on serve. Taken by Knock, set by Mullen. Ferdinand spike is blocked, but blocked wide as Ferdinand picks up the kill.
Emily Ferdinand, always good in those tight spaces. She's able to really create a kill this time.
6 kills now for Ferdinand as this serve is received, set by Mergen. Lovins the spike, and Lovins answers back with a power shot of her own.
And Lovins' dominance continues here in this one. Winchester 3 points away from winning the third set.
Lovins, the serve, taken by Knox, set by Mullen. Budnick sends it over, taken by Kumaran. set by Mergen. Spike, and I'm not sure if she missed or if that was blocked. What did you see?
That looked like it was missed. Went into the net. Good idea from Love, and she has a lot of power.
Yeah, no, you're right. On a second look, that wasn't even close to a block, just missed.
Right at the net.
Stasia Budnick on serve. Serve received by Lovins, set by Mergen, spike Chella, and Chella drops it on the back line for her first kill of the day.
And she locates that one perfectly. Timed it well as she turns a little to the left to get the right placement.
Just 2 more points needed for Winchester. Kumaran's serve received by Ferdinand off the ceiling, barely followed up by Mullen, pushed over by Bacon. Taken by Melhorn, set by Mergen for Crooks, and Crooks misses it into the net. These Winchester errors, the only thing keeping Brookline alive right now. Brookline really needs some kind of a spark as they still trail by 6. Winchester just 2 points away from going up 2-1. Mullen's serve received by Crooks, set by Mergen. Crooks the spike, blocked back but recovered by Melhorn. Sent over on 2 by Mergen, diving dig from Mullen, bumped up by Bacon. Roll shot, tipped in. Perfect lob shot to the back line from Molly Tipton.
Molly Tipton seeing the blockers overcommit and the defense both to the Winchester right side. Brookline left. She finds the open spot and just lays it in.
Mullen's serve dug out, set by Mergen. Tap over by Melhorn. Nobody behind the blockers to back that one up, as the blockers thought they had someone behind them, but no, as that's another kill for Melhorn, and that's set point now for Winchester. This serve received by Jones. Bumped up by Mullen, awkward spot. Tipton barely gets it over. Taken by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Spike by Melhorn, dug out by Ferdinand, followed up awkwardly by Bacon, and they can't keep it alive as it bounces off the ceiling twice, and Winchester takes the 2-1 lead.
There's nothing Brookline can do about that one. Hit off the ceiling once, hit off the speakers the second time. Molly Tipton trying to salvage the set, but unable to.
And now at the end of 3 sets, it is Winchester 2, Brookline 1. Winchester needs just one more set win to win the upcoming 4th set. For now, we're going to take a break, mute our mics, run another ad break, and we'll be back with a very important 4th set. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic, Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein here at McCall Middle School in Winchester, Massachusetts. And we're about to start the fourth set of this high school varsity girls volleyball contest between Brookline and Winchester. Winchester up 2-1 after winning a pivotal third set. Nora Mullen sends over the first serve for Brookline. It's received by Lovins, set by Mergen, spiked over by Crooks, deflected and chased down by Jones. Set by Mullen, pushed over by Emily Ferdinand, who gets the first point.
That's a nice play by Ferdinand. Also good blocking for Brookline. Ferdinand fighting through the two blockers. Almost, she spiked it, but she hit it in a certain kind of way that would make sure it would go over.
Serve from Mullen, received by Lovins, set by Mergen, tap over by Melhorn. And they have got to do a better job of backing up their blockers on those tap overs as Melhorn gets another one.
Good job by Lovins on the serve receive to set up the entire play. And in the finale, just tapping it right over the two blockers.
This serve off the net cord, but dug out by Jones, set by Mullen, spike Ferdinand, dug out by Kumaran, set by Mergen, spike Melhorn, and she misses it long.
There's there Melhorn spiking it, but missing the timing just the slightest bit, or maybe it was technique, just something a tad off on the miss.
Ferdinand's serve dug out by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Melhorn tries again and misses for a second straight time.
Well, Melhorn, bit of a cold spell, still has the natural talent. When you look at these hits, they're still very hard, just a little bit off.
Serve Ferdinand, and that's going to be an ace. Kumaran couldn't handle that one, and Emily Ferdinand picks up her first ace of the day.
And Winchester, a bit late in their reactions as of right now.
This serve taken by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Huai, the spike through the blockers, received by Jones, followed up by Bacon, punched over by Molly Tipton. Taken by Lovin, set by Mergen. Crooks the spike, blocked back and recovered. Followed up by Mergen, pushed over and blocked right down. Molly Tipton with the rejection.
That was all set up by Bella Bacon after an awkward touch when the ball was spinning by Mia Jones.
Serve misses wide from Ferdinand there, but Brookline jumps out to a bit of a lead. Best start they've had to a set so far today.
By far, Jesse. This is the best they've looked so far, but it does seem like, in a sense, Winchester is hurting themselves more than Brookline's playing necessarily differently.
Serve received by Jones, barely followed up, and oh, they overcommitted to getting the setter that second hit, and it resulted in complete confusion.
Well, a tough first touch. Nora Mullen unable to get into a good position, made for an awkward second and third.
Maddie Crooks back on serve for the red and black. Received a bit awkwardly. No one was in the vicinity of where Bacon hit that one, and that's going to be a service ace for Maddie Crooks.
And that's an issue for Brookline, having most of their players back and to the right, nobody on that upper left part.
This serve flies over the heads of those frontline players that were waiting for it, and they just duck under it for the service error. Jones now going on serve for the Warriors as they lead by 2. This serve taken by Kumaran, set by Mergen, spike by Melhorn. Off the shoes of Mullen for a kill.
Johanna Melhorn in a good position. That's a good quick set from Winchester.
Yeah, Delphine Mergen, some good setting. She's got 29 assists. This serve received by Jones, bumped up by Mullen, tap over by Bacon, received by Mergen, and complete confusion. That's a freebie, but Bella Bacon does get a kill, and Mullen gets her 23rd assist.
That's just the cardinal sin of volleyball. Somebody has to go for it. Uncharacteristic error for Winchester.
Serve from Maya Nock, taken by Crooks, set by Mergen. Spike Hawaii. She tried to lift it over the blockers and lifted it too far.
And that one's just smoked, put out of play. It's been a tale of these last 2 sets. Brookline looking like a totally different team here in the 4th.
Nock, a shallow serve dug out by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Tap by Lovins into the soft spot of the defense to get another kill.
Winchester, it's a smart play. Just finding the open space. Doesn't have to always be the hardest hit, just has to get it done.
16 kills now for Hazel Lovins. Hawaii serve received by Nock, set by Mullen. Spike Bacon deflected and dug out by Crooks, set by Mergen. Spike Lovins deflected and cannot be followed up.
Well, Lovins backed up a little bit on the hit, but she's able to reconvene and make strong contact with it. She has had a very strong campaign, 17 kills for her.
Absolutely. Hawaii's serve dug out by Jones, bumped up by Mullen and bumped over by Jones. Taken by Crooks, set by Mergen, punched over by Chella, and Chella gets that one. As again, hit it right into no man's land, and Brookline was caught looking lost. And a timeout is called by Brookline as they have lost their early momentum here, all squared up at 8 apiece.
Well, on that play, Mia Jones, at the very least, gave Brookline a chance, diving far in front of her to get the ball. And those are those unsung plays that maybe they don't show up on the score sheet, but they do make a difference in the feeling of the game and the morale of the team.
Yes. Would that I could record digs as well as all the other stats, but it's so hard.
That's a really hard thing to record.
Yeah, that's it comes through in the stats that the team keeps for themselves, but not the ones we keep on our broadcast. So it's good of you to point those out.
Always good to give credit where it's due.
Absolutely. You know, and one thing we got to give credit for is that Winchester's done a really good job either tapping it over into soft spots in the zone. Brookline's had trouble backing up their blockers, getting someone behind them for when those soft hits come. Because when Brookline was doing those soft hits last set, Winchester was backing them up every time. Huai's serve out of the timeout, received by Ferdinand, bumped up by Mullen. Bacon, the roll shot, and that's not going to be chased down. That's a kill for Bella Bacon.
Bella Bacon getting yet another kill. Now she's on to serve. She's had a good game, had a very quiet first set, but ever since then, she has been a solid contributor.
Serve from Bacon, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Spike Lovins. And boy, Brookline struggling mightily to contain the power of Hazel Lovins as she picks up her 18th kill.
Now some chatter of the Brookline boys. Junior varsity coach talking to some of the players, and now Bella Bacon wiping off the floor. Always important.
Yep. I mean, it's been so humid the past couple of days. These gyms turn into saunas. Lovins back on serve after another kill. Serve received awkwardly by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. Spike is blocked, but Budnick recovers, followed up by Nock, bumped over by Mullen. Taken, set by Mergen, Spike Chella, and Chella threads the needle there.
And all around there, Winchester getting the point, but a good play from Maya Nock to give Brookline a chance.
10-9, the Winchester lead. Brookline got an early lead of 5-1. But now this serve has us tied up at 10 apiece as Lovins misses long.
You could really sense the tension, Jesse, in this game. Winchester looking to complete the victory. Brookline looking to stay alive.
Budnick serve, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Spike by Crooks could not be blocked as she gets the kill.
That's a good set from Kumaran. She gets it across. Now Kumaran on to serve. Kumaran shifting, that set shifted over the blockers from their middle left side positions.
Serve off the net court taken by Ferdinand. Set by Mullen. Ferdinand a hard spike and she missed it.
Well, Ferdinand did a good job to dig it out initially, but missing the spike. Winchester looking to gain momentum.
Kumaran sends it over, taken by Bacon, set by Mullen. Bacon from the back, drops it in front of the defender perfectly for another kill.
Bella Bacon with a roll shot there. Faking out the defense as they backed up a little bit.
Bit hard to see sometimes. We got kind of a cramped view here in this smaller gym. But what can you do? We got the best view we've got. Mullen's serve taken by Lovins, set by Mergen, spike Melhorn. Melhorn gets it through for another kill.
Well, Melhorn's made a great impact in this one across the board. 8 kills, 3 blocks, and 1 ace for her. Now I've learned your stat sheets. A is ace and AST is assist.
Correct.
Important.
Oh, and there's another A for Delphine Mergen, her 4th, as Winchester now leads by 3. And sends that one into the net. Still anyone's set here in set number 4.
Mergen getting a bit antsy there.
Remember, if Winchester wins this set, they win the match. If Brookline wins it, we go to a do-or-die 5th set. Serve from Ferdinand, taken by Lovins, set by Mergen. Melhorn, power shot once again for another kill.
Winchester all smiles. Up by 3. Winchester on top, 2-1 on sets. Winchester won the first set, Brookline won the second, Winchester won the third.
Serve from Crooks, received by Ferdinand, set by Mullen. The spike from the right side is dug out by Crooks, set by Mergen. Tapped over, well placed by Lovins for another kill.
And that's all set up by Maddie Crooks, digging to her side, able to set up the operation.
Winchester getting more and more in control. They now lead by 4. Serve from Crooks, taken by Jones, bumped up by Mullen, bumped over by Tipton, received by Kumaran, set up and a spike blocked. Hard block from Brookline. I'm gonna wanna see the replay to see who got that one.
And that came in really fast. Went off of both Johanna Melhorn, excuse me.
And I'm gonna give that
and
block.
And also Lovins.
I'm going to give that block to Malia Thompson that time. Jones the serve, received by Kumaran. Set by Mergen. Spike Lovins drops in for another kill.
Lovins yet again. She's been unbelievable this game. Such a dominant force.
20 kills now for Hazel Lovins here in the 4th set. Melhorn the serve, received. Bumped up by Mullen, spike tipped in, deflected, and taken by Crooks. Set by Mergen, tap over, missed wide.
This time, Karen Kwai tapping it over. A little bit wide there. When you really think about it, a player like Lovins, she's like how Kristaps Vivars is for the BHS boys team, the offensive anchor.
This serve received by Crooks. Set by Mergen, spike by Lovins is blocked. And Brookline gets another point off another block.
That's great cohesion from Stasia Budnick.
And it was Budnick picking up her 3rd block of the match. Brookline trailing by 2. Knock the serve, received by Crooks, set by Mergen. Lovins the tap over, and again, Brookline not able to adjust to those precise tap overs from the red and black.
And the thing is, with a player like that, with a player like Lovins, she can beat you with power, but also finesse, because Brookline expects the power to come.
And Huai misses that one long, and you're exactly right, Sam. That's part of the problem. Brookline's got their defenders, sitting back to try and brace for the power shots from Lovins. She goes for the tap over, and they're not ready for it. Serve from Bacon, received by Crooks, set by Mergen, spiked by Cella. And Viviana Cella gets a kill to put Winchester back up by 3.
And they're hit through. Winchester 6 points away from victory and remaining undefeated. Winchester 7-0, Brookline 7-1.
Serve received, set up, and the spike from Budnick down the line for another kill.
Stasia Budnick, great placement there. Off a strong, quick set. Brookline's like those so much. They've had a lot of success when they've been able to go up-tempo.
6 kills now for Budnick, 26 assists for Mullen. Serve from Budnick, taken by Lovins, set by Mergen. Spike down the line by Crooks, and Winchester has 20.
Winchester, that's the prize 20 mark. We talked about it earlier, you brought it up. Once a team gets to 20, it gives them a great deal of hope.
Kumaran, the serve, received by Knock, set by Mullen. Ferdinand missed the spike into the net. And this is exactly what happens. You see that 20 on the board, and you start getting nervous. You start getting, you start feeling like, oh, I need to make a big play to get this back, because you feel the walls closing in. But as a result, you overdo things and you miss and you make errors like that.
Exactly, that's the issue. Emily Ferdinand, it may look like she just hit it at the net, but it was because the set was slightly behind. The approach was a little bit off, and those are the little things that you don't often see, but it made a big difference as she hit it low.
We got one note in the live chat from Adrian Fricky saying, "Go Warriors, great commentating, Jesse and Sam. It's like being there." Thank you so much, Adrian. I appreciate the kind words. And we've had a doozy of a match so far today. Like you said, Sam, Winchester coming into this one 7-0. Brookline coming in 8-1 off a 7-match win streak. And Brookline coming in ranked number 2. Winchester aiming for the upset here. Kyle Kumaran sends it over, received by Bacon, bumped up by Mullen, spike by Ferdinand, diving dig by Lovins, set by Mergen, spike Crooks, received by Bacon, set by Mullen. Ferdinand, roll shot, taken by Lovins, followed up awkwardly. And there was confusion there, and Brookline gets the point.
That's a brutal miscommunication between Mergen and Hawaii after the bump by Lovins.
Yeah, and really the bump only stayed on that back line because Lovins wasn't expecting the roll shot from Ferdinand. Serve from Mullen, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Spike from the back by Lovins, and she hits that sideline again for yet another kill.
And now hit beautifully across. A knuckling shot.
21 kills for Hazel Lovins. 41 assists for Delphine Mergen. Winchester 3 points away. Serve from Mergen, received by Jones. Set by Mullen. Spike Ferdinand. Diving dig by Mergen. Battle at the net. Oh, they say that Thompson reached over the net. Brookline appealing the call, but I don't think they're going to win that appeal. Ferdinand trying to argue that Thompson didn't touch it, but I think the ref is saying that she reached too far over, regardless of whether she touched it.
That's what it looks like.
That's a backbreaker for Brookline because they were about to get that point.
That's a killer.
Instead, Winchester, instead of having their lead cut to 3, They're now 2 points away from winning the match. Serve is received, set by Mullen, tipped in the spike. Beautiful shot to the back corner for the kill.
Ollie Tipton set up perfectly, and she hit the one spot where no defenders were off a curling spike.
23-19, serve Ferdinand, dug out by Lovins, tapped right back down by Malia Thompson. No violation that time as Thompson picks up her 4th kill.
This time Thompson makes up for her previous mistake, just tapping it over.
Serve, received by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Melhorn, tap over, diving dig by Jones, kept alive by Thompson and bumped over by Ferdinand. Taken by Lovins, set by Mergen, spike by Melhorn, and it drops on the sideline, and Brookline can't believe it.
That's a close call, right around the line.
10 kills now for Melhorn as a couple of close calls have not gone Brookline's way. It's now match point for Winchester. They serve it right into the net.
Brookline staying alive, and I believe in something. You talk about the 20 mark, I believe there's a 23 mark as well, where the team that's losing gets a little more into it.
Absolutely. Still match point for Winchester. Mia Jones, the serve. And it's an ace! Slid off the hands of Kumaran. Brookline trying to edge ever closer. It's still match point. Their back's still to the wall. 3rd service ace for Mia Jones as she goes back on serve. This serve dug out by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Lovins the tap over, dug out by Mullen, followed up by Jones. Tap over by Tipton, diving dig by Crooks. Set by Mergen, spike Lovins, kept alive by Jones, followed up by Mullen. Spike Bacon, deflected, taken by Kumaran, set by Mergen. Lovins, tap over, chased down by Bacon, bumped up by Mullen from the back. Ferdinand blocked back, kept alive, we're still going. Oh, but it goes wide. And that is the match. Winchester keeps up the pressure. The block from Melhorn was too difficult for Brookline to overcome. They get it over the net, but it goes wide. And the Winchester red and black deliver the upset to stay undefeated. The final score, Winchester 3 sets, Brookline 1 set. Set scores 25-12, 24-26, 25-18, 25-22.
Well, on that play, Ferdinand hit it up, had it blocked, and then tried the second attempt, but it just wasn't enough. The impact from Joanna Melhorn proved to be too much, and that small size advantage up front for Winchester looming large in the end. Brookline losing a backbreaker 3-1 on sets in the final set, 25-22.
And so Brookline will fall to 8-2 on the year, while Winchester improves to 8-0 and really delivers a signature win. I mean, when a team is undefeated but they're ranked outside the top 10, that's a reflection of strength of schedule. But Winchester passing a test like this against last year's state runner-up, against a team ranked 2nd in the power rankings, the red and black have sent a message to the rest of the MIAA that they better watch out. Final stats for today for Brookline. Bella Bacon with 8 kills, 1 ace, and 1 assist. Molly Tipton, 8 kills, 2 blocks. Emily Ferdinand, 7 kills, 1 ace, 1 assist. Stasia Budnick, 6 kills, 1 ace, and 3 blocks. Nora Mullen with 27 assists. Mia Jones, 3 aces, 1 assist. And Malia Thompson, 4 kills and 2 blocks. For Winchester, Hazel Lovins with 21 kills. Delphine Morgan with 42 assists, 4 aces, and 1 kill. Joanna Melhorn, 10 kills, 3 blocks, 1 ace. Maddie Crooks, 6 kills, 2 aces. Karen Hawaii, 5 kills, 3 aces, and Viviana Cella, 4 kills, 1 block. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Alongside Sam Lowenstein, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. If you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out some of the helpful links in the description section down below. There's a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. Your help is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. And again, all that information in the description section down below, and also down below there's some information related to me that you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments that you may have. And you can also follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, where I sometimes post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. From McCall Middle School in Winchester, Massachusetts, alongside Sam Lowenstein, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Winchester 3 sets, Brookline 1 set. Set scores 25-12, 24-26, 25-18, 25-22. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night. Clear.